Good to go whenever you would like.
All righty. Well, I'm going to wait a few more seconds just so it's officially on time.
Is that Evan, you there?
He's
I'm heard.
muted.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Evan?
I can. Just trying to minimize screens. Thank you.
Okay, good. So we will call this meeting to order at 1900 hours on Monday, the 30th of November, 2020. Any changes to the agenda?
A little minor technicality. I'm going to combine, put C into D. We're going to end up updating the maintenance special contract.
Will that be number 5 or?
Yeah, you can leave it out as one to let you know that it would be different. So however, if you don't want to change the agenda, you don't really have to.
Okay, we'll just leave it the way it is. We will just do that. Okay, so, all right, so we'll any other changes to the agenda or any other discussion about the agenda? Okay,
No.
Minutes of previous meeting. Any comments about or questions about the minutes of the previous meeting?
I have one on page 4,
Yes,
the last line. I do believe there should be a "the" inserted there when the format of the cards.
oh, okay,
Okay.
And then on line on the next page 5, the third line.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Snow
think that should be the Snow Isle Commissioners.
definitely.
Yeah. Not our meeting, but the Snow Isle meeting.
Yes.
Those are the
Okay,
ones.
any other comments?
Nope, I don't have any comments.
Okay, then I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes of the previous meeting with those changes.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, accounts payable, and let's take these one at a time. Accounts payable. Any questions?
Yes, I did on where was it? Number 9, page 11, number 9. It talked about a covenant review.
Yeah, that's the DOE covenant that we've been working on for the RLB. That was the
Oh,
lawyer
okay.
that's been helping us review it.
Okay, all righty. So that was their billing to help us out on that.
Correct.
Okay. And then I also saw number 18 had to do with chains.
Sharpen change probably is the chainsaw chains, I'm guessing. Mike, do you know for sure?
That is
I just
correct.
got in the meeting. I'm not sure where you guys are at. Sorry.
We're
Page
talking about
13, number 18.
Siskiyou Power Equipment, sharpening the chains.
Yeah, he said, yeah, sharpen chains. Yeah.
So this is for the chainsaw, not the chains you put on the vehicles.
Correct.
Yeah, Siskin is a shop that does power equipment.
Okay, I was thinking that maybe we were getting everything ready to make sure the chains were there for all the vehicles for the winter. So
Nope,
Anyway.
different.
okay, so and then on I also had one on page 15, number 24, number 14. Is this shelving for out in our shed back here?
No, we're redoing our shelving in all the stations for our PPE kits to be able to accommodate moving to 2 sets of gear.
Okay, So it's in all the places, then there's getting new shelving.
Yeah, well, not 40, so 43, 42, and 41.
Okay,
And
And then,
we're not getting new, we're just kind of adding to it to make it more conducive and then adding some extra at 41.
all right. And then I was curious about number 18 there. Looks like aluminum plate.
Yeah, that's, they had to buy some aluminum plating so they could mount the new, tools on the engine 41, I believe it is.
Yeah, the new extrication tool,
Electronic.
that's right.
Okay. So, so that's part of almost like a repair type thing. If
Yeah,
you
just
need new
making
equipment.
it
Yeah,
so the shelf-
retrofit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we took off the old hydraulic pump tools and put the battery powered on, so they fit completely different.
Okay. So we needed some new covering there for that. And then under number 25, it talked about unemployment benefits.
Yeah, we had to pay unemployment benefits this year, and this is finally getting it balanced out from the third quarter. Christine's been working with them, and that's I think there was 3 people that were in that payment and we make quarterly payments to them when we have to pay for unemployment. We don't do the monthly out of payroll like a lot of places do.
I see. Okay. You probably explained that last year at this
Well,
time,
we,
but
we don't have it very often, so.
oh, okay. I was just kind of curious about that. I thought maybe, well, anyway. So that's all I had there. Thank you.
All right, so with that, I'll make a motion. We approve the accounts payable as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor? Aye,
Bye.
Aye.
thank you. All right, transport waivers. Have you had a chance to review the transport waivers presented this week?
Yes, I
Yes.
have.
Okay, do we have a recommendation?
I make a motion that we let both of those customers not have to pay anything. So basically,
Waive the full balance?
waive the full balance.
Waive the full, yeah, I would second that.
Okay, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Job descriptions, office specialist.
So this is basically modifying Christine's job description to be a full-time job description. We've talked about it. Nothing much new here. You have any questions about anything?
I do not.
I did not.
I don't know.
All right,
Do
so then,
do we need a motion for that?
What was that?
Do we need a
Yeah, we do.
motion?
We do.
I'll
from
move
you
that
guys.
we approve this job description for the office specialist.
I'll second that motion.
okay, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
thank you. Okay, COLA, staff and part-time.
So you have
So-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you have the printout of the COLA right there, and we just needed we need a motion if you guys want to approve it for the staff and part-time.
So I will move that we approve the 2.1% increase to match the COLA for this year for all represented employees as well as the non-represented staff and part-time firefighters.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, do we have some discussion?
You said all representative staff?
Represented, non-represented, and part-time firefighters.
Okay. I noticed that this here only, the chief only suggested a full-time non-representative and part-time firefighters. Is there a reason why?
Okay, if I read this, it says, per the CBA, all represented employees will receive 2.1% match
Right,
COLA. The board will need to take action if they wish to for the full-time non-represented staff and part-time firefighters to receive the
Right.
COLA.
so,
What's your question?
so you're, okay, you're just making it for everyone then.
That was my motion, yes.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
So I had second that motion.
Okay, any further discussion? Questions?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Maintenance specialist.
So this kind of goes in with the other two. So the other next one, so I'll talk about it a little bit, but basically the contract said it should be a 3 to 5% raise for this year. I'm recommending at 4.4 on top of the COLA to be a total of 6.5. Gary has done very well in the position, so I think it should be towards the upper spot. Again, a little bit of change because we'll update his personal service contract because there was a few things missing. But with that, we'll kind of get into the next subject because the non-represented staff has asked you to consider adding a deferred comp match to their contracts. And so if we're going to do Gary's now, we should consider that right now. I am not opposed to that. I believe the only people that don't get it are 5 people in the department. Currently, executive staff and representative staff get $400 a month matching. If you gave the 5 non-represented staff that, it would be $24,000 a year. If you did them all at $100 and graduated them up, because we didn't budget for it, it would be $6,000 a year total budget if you did the 100, or you could do anything in between, or you can leave it as nothing.
Does that need to be decided right now in order to sign it?
Well, if you want to accept Gary's updated contract, I would think you would want to decide that so it goes in his too, and you don't have to go back and redo that. So
Right. So
you don't have to
recommendations?
decide. You don't have to decide this year. You could say no and push it off till next year if that's what you mean, Evan.
No, I just was wondering if.
Be that it's matching, if they have to contribute something out of their paycheck to get that, they don't just automatically get it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am in agreement that this would be a good thing. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you and Chief Waller as well. I think that it'd be a good thing.
Is there a specific area that it needs to be applied to?
We would put it in the addendum A, and I'll just add that before we sign them tonight. It's just a one-liner. So once you guys give me the direction, I'll update all the contracts with that, and we'll consider that as we approve each contract going forward. That whatever decision here is going to go into all the 5 contracts that we look at tonight.
Okay,
And the funds,
So-
Commissioner Flapp may might have been understanding, there's a thing called deferred compensation, and it's in addition to your retirement. You can make contributions to that. Some people look for make contributions and have the district also, or their employer also make contributions to it. And that's what they're asking right now is for employer contributions for matching.
yeah. So, and
Is
what were the,
this- Excuse me. Yeah, I was wondering, is this something before taxes or after taxes?
It's before when it goes in, so it's the public employee version of the 401k. We just fall under a different, ours is under the code 457B instead of the code 401 subsection K. So pretty much the same as a 401k if you're familiar with that. It's just we have a different IRS section that we fall under.
All right.
so what was the recommended amount? I know you gave me a range, but
I gave you a range. I would, because we didn't budget for it, I might do it in 2 chunks, 200, and then with a plan in to go to 400 next year where we can better budget. 200 would be a $12,000 increase to our budget, which we will be fine with. We saved some in the medical benefits, so we should be able to stay within our line items if we do that amount.
right?
But the max was 24,000.
Yeah, so we would basically have a $12,000 addition to budget this year and then additional $12,000 in 22, but we'll know that during budget time next year,
next year. Or we could go with the whole thing this year.
and we could.
And so when you say this year, you're actually talking about 2021?
Correct. I talk about the upcoming budget year.
Right.
I think we should go with the full amount, me personally. I think that these employees worked very hard, so this benefit would be great for them.
Would you like to put that into a motion?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to approve the full 24,000 or the benefit.
$400.
$400 a month, $400 a month matching contribution deferred comp.
Yes.
Yes,
Up to
I can make a motion for that much.
$400, right?
Yes.
I will second that.
So that was up to $400. So if somebody only wanted to put in 100, that would be okay as well.
Correct. If they put 100 in, we'll put 100 in.
Okay.
Yep.
But I wanted to make sure the motion didn't require that much if they were participating.
No, that's not the way it works.
It's there are options.
All right,
I don't know.
motion seconded.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that was a subset, so we're still actually on C. So now that we know that, do you want to approve Gary's updated contract with the 4.4 and the 2.1, which would also include what you just passed with the deferred comp?
Yes.
Is that what you sent out today?
Correct.
Okay, because I had a question about all of them.
Okay.
At the very beginning of each one of them, it defines who the district is and who the worker is.
Uh-huh.
And there's some very distinct, like district is underlined, the worker's underlined, and so forth like that. When we get down to part 10, in each one of them, all of a sudden the worker isn't underlined anymore. And I was wondering if there's a reason for that.
No, the only reason they're highlighted and underlined is to make it easy to find with your eye. There's no change in the content, whether it's underlined or bolded or not underlined or not bolded, but which in, because it's not by number, it's by numbers. So I don't see what in you're talking about. Talking about the addendum in?
No, for instance, under arbitration, for
Oh,
each one of them, it talks about disputes between district and the worker, whoever it might
Yeah.
be. The worker is now all capitalized rather than underlined.
okay.
And I'm just wondering if there's a reason for doing it that way rather than sticking with the worker underlined.
There is zero reason.
Okay,
So
I just
I
want to
can-
make sure that this is, if there was a reason, I wanted to know what it was, I guess.
yeah, no, like I said, it just makes it easier to find when you're changing it. That's why the lawyers do it for us, so that as I'm going through and changing a name with it being bolded and underlined or whatever, it's easier for me to find and not miss.
Okay, that's fine. That was my question I had on each one of them. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, so we are, I'm not going to make a motion. I'm asking the question just to clarify. We are agreeing to, or about to agree to, accept all 5 contracts with deferred comp, with the maintenance specialist getting the COLA plus a 4.4% on top of that.
Correct. And then there was also a raise to the APAR specialist and office specialist in the table I gave you last
Right.
week. And I can,
Right.
you want me to go over those with you again?
Not for my benefit.
I don't need it either.
I reviewed them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with all of that, so then does that include everything then?
That does. That motion would.
Okay, then I will make a motion that we approve all 5 contracts with the deferred comp of up to $400 per month, and with the COLA for all non-represented staff, all 5 of them, and for the proposed percentages on top of COLA for the specific job description or jobs, or personnel, excuse me.
I second that motion.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Do I hear an aye, or should I ask for
No,
opposed?
I said an aye.
They said it
Okay.
at the same time, I think.
Me.
Yeah, probably. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Sure.
Okay, so now, policies, commissioner governance.
Yeah, so we were gonna do 2 policies, but we didn't quite get one done. That's why the wording in the action item. But Commissioner Flath, you had requested a policy about when to reimburse.
Right.
Brian Snur said he'd never really seen just a policy like that, but he did have a generalized policy that covered a bunch of things, and he thought that was more appropriate. And so that's where this came out of. So it covers not only what you asked for, but it looks like a little bit more. So this is pretty much, we didn't really make any changes from what Brian sent us.
Okay, so do we have any questions or comments about that policy?
Right. I had a question about 3.2.
Okay?
I know it's kind of on the agenda here later on this evening, and I'm wondering if maybe we should clarify that, the or, where are we, or before the new year begins or something like that?
Where it says
Is
or
that supposed
each
to be
year,
or
but we've
or
always
of?
done it in January and December, so, or this time of the year.
Yeah,
right? For the last-
so I think that should actually read, instead of
I think it's
the regular,
4.
first regular meeting in January or each year, it should read for us at the first regular meeting in December or December of each year, not or each year. Of, I think that's
Yeah.
supposed to be of.
I think it was supposed to be 4, actually. 4
Oh,
each year.
4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. January 4 each. Okay, fine, good. Either way.
Okay.
I will change that.
So do we want to do, we had it on the agenda tonight, I believe.
Yes, we do.
Right.
Maybe we want to say before the last meeting of the year. I don't know, what do you want to say?
The only thing I can think of is, and I can ask Brian, is we may have to do it in January, because when the board changes, he may say the new board has to decide what's going to happen for that year. I don't know.
Well, that's why we've always elected the chairman and vice chairman in December or November. But that didn't take effect till the first week, or first meeting in January. So we could do it in the first meeting in January. That would be fine. It doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to me either. I would just say that I don't know if it matters legally or not. We can do whatever you guys.
All right. Well, why
I
don't we
think-
leave it? Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we should, if we haven't had a problem with the way we've done it in the past in December, I think we should continue that practice so that if there's somebody new who comes in, then they can work with the chief for the agenda for the January meeting, because the board chair might be someone who is retiring or leaving office or something like that. And then the continuity, we wouldn't know until January.
That's a good point. Excellent point. So I think we leave it the way we have done it in the past, which means that tonight, next thing on the
Well,
agenda after this.
You could say the Board of Commissioners at a regular meeting in November or December, they'll choose, I'm online. That way you
Sure.
get a choice, you say a regular meeting.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
And we're not, this doesn't go into effect, even if you guys accept it tomorrow, today I always put it effective tomorrow, so we don't have
Yeah.
to make it work for tonight's agenda, because it won't be in effect until tomorrow.
well, why don't we change the wording? I like Mike's wording.
Got it.
Because it gives us flexibility, especially this time of year. Some commissioners might be on vacation, or doing things with family. So we would want the full board to be at that meeting, whatever it is.
Sounds good. So I got November or December.
Yes,
And everything, and to
Each
take
year.
effect the first meeting in January of
yes,
the following year.
yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I got
Okay,
that.
so we'll make those changes. Is there any other questions about that policy?
Yes, on page 52,
Okay,
the fifth line. I think right there, it says subject to, I think it's the following.
to A?
Yeah.
Got it.
We were
Yeah, it's supposed,
100
I think
miles
that-
further north, maybe that would work.
yeah, yeah.
And then in the, second bullet there,
Yep.
it talks about hot. And I think it should be not.
Mm-hmm.
Second bullet on page 52.
Yes,
That's where
Okay. Got it.
So that was the only, those were the only things I had some question about.
okay.
Oh, I did have a question on 54 in the first section there.
Okay.
We're talking about being involved in various things, um, promote or oppose a ballot. Would that curtail us from supporting a levy and saying that, or opposing a certain thing that might be up?
So as a,
Can't
Go
use
ahead,
the
Jim.
facilities. You can personally, right?
No. So, yeah, so use the facilities, personnel, or resources. So that means exactly, or not exactly, that means generally what you're talking about. We cannot, for instance, if I run for commissioner again next year, I can't announce a meeting to campaign for myself at the station and use the district facilities. I cannot,
Put it on the
there's a
bulletin
whole
board out
ton of,
front.
there's a whole slew of things you can't do, but the facility is one of the things you can't use.
so you can't use district resources, and that's always been that. You can't use any
I
district
can't go in and use
resources.
the telephones. I can't go in and use the copy machine to copy flyers, that kind of stuff, everything. It's just,
Yeah.
Right,
And
but
even,
as a,
even if we're running an EMS, if we're running an EMS levy, we can't use any district resources. You can't use any district resources to promote a yes vote on that EMS levy.
right. We can,
Okay.
however, make
Facts.
private comment.
Yeah, and you personally as a commissioner can, because it just says you can't use district property. So if you're using
Right.
your own resources, then you can promote a yes vote for the EMS levy, but you can't use district resources to promote a yes vote for the EMS levy.
Correct.
would that also limit having, like, the chief have community meetings explaining it?
No, so we can disseminate the facts about the levy. We
Yes.
can't be for or against it. We can talk
Right.
about the facts about the levy, what it would do, what it would, if we didn't have it, what we would do, the cost to the citizens. So we can, as long as we're talking about facts and we're not yay or nay, then we're okay.
All right,
Yes.
okay. That's all I had. Otherwise, I thought it covered everything, it seemed like.
It does. All right. So with that, I'll make a motion. We approve the commissioner's policy with the changes we discussed.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right. 2021 Chair and Vice Chair of the Board selection.
Pretty self-explanatory. Somebody's got to nominate somebody.
I would like to nominate Commissioner Smoker for the chair, and I think me and Commissioner Flash should flip a coin for the vice. Just
Okay.
kidding.
Okay,
I'll second the chair part of that motion.
okay. So
Don't want to
I'm
flip a
not-
coin?
I don't know if we,
you can't
is that
second.
permissible
Second.
to do
No.
that?
No. So you have to either, if you second the motion, then he has to revise the motion in order for you to the second only part of it. So,
I would like to revise that to not flip it. I just want to make a motion to make Commissioner Smoker the chair.
I'll second
Okay.
that.
Okay.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, I would like to make a motion before anybody else does, that Commissioner Merritt be the vice chair.
I can second that.
All right. Discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, the calendar for the 2021 regular board meeting schedule. Now, as you've always obviously noticed, we are down to one meeting a month in general, not counting special meetings, and a couple of special cases throughout the year. Do we have any discussion around that change?
Is there, as I look at the calendar, is there 2 meetings scheduled like for October and November? Is that?
Correct.
Is that,
Correct.
and those are in connection with budgeting? Would that be the good assumption?
Correct. There's just, it would be hard for us to hit timelines and have enough public discussion in that compressed timeline. So I just put 2 extra in so everybody could have in their calendar. We could probably get away with 1, but just felt that was prudent to have those 2 extra meetings in October, November, so that we can get through that budget process without feeling stressed or rushed.
Right. The other change that I am excited about is the early deliverance of the packet to the commissioners.
Mhm.
Rather than receiving it the Friday before the Monday meeting, we'll get it several days before that, which gives us a chance to ask these questions that we normally ask during the meeting, before the meeting, so that staff can have a chance to correct minutes and to answer questions about expenses and get those things off the table and answered before the meeting, so that we don't waste time during the meeting with those questions that can be answered before.
And I agree with that statement. We kind of clean it up a little bit. It'd be awesome. It'd be great to be able to get some of those things addressed prior to the meetings.
Yes. So, are there any suggestions for changes or additions or deletions from this calendar?
I would ask Mike if this, Deputy Chief Gatterman, if this works to do what we need to do for the payroll and those things with the county.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Commissioner Flath, with the changes to the policies we've made the last several months, it's not as critical that we approve payroll by a
Right.
certain date.
Right, but we still have to sign off on those things.
Yes, we do.
Right.
We do, but the time frame is a lot more lax on that. So
Okay.
Therefore, one meeting a month and is good. And plus, we go back to, rather than every other week, we go back to the second Monday of the month, which is a little easier for citizens to remember, not to mention me.
And I just did a rough calculation. We spend about 10 to 20 hours of staff time a meeting to do the minutes, prepare the minutes, take the minutes, put the packets together, email everything out, do the announcement. So that's kind of one of my things too, is we can use that 10 to 20 hours a little more efficiently.
Yes.
Chief Waller, do you have a speculation as to if we're going to be, if the whole COVID thing kind of settles down next year, getting back to doing in-person actual board meetings like we used to, or is this going to be the new normal, would you guess?
No, I think I don't remember the limit now, but there is a published limit out there that when we fall below X number of cases per thousand, that this will go away, is what the governor said. And I know schools are at 75, and this is below that. I don't remember what, but we just have to get our rate to drop, and then because the governor has to reissue it every 3 months, and as soon as we drop below that, he won't reissue it, and it'll just die.
Right. So, yeah, and so my answer to that is definitely yes. We will get back to in-person meetings as soon as possible.
Okay.
With the public invited, right?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to make it work, but I do work 3 of those days. And as you know, I work 24 hours in a row. So
Which 3 of those days should we change? We can change those now, and we should change those now.
Okay. All right. On the spot here, I wrote them down, but I have to go search for them.
All right.
November 8th.
Would you like to move it to the 9th?
Yeah,
Or
that'd be great.
is that
Okay,
okay
so
with-
we'll move November 8th to the 9th.
October.
Does that conflict with anything, other meetings like the city or school board or any of that? I mean, not, I mean, I'm just looking ahead if we get involved with some of those other issues we talked about.
I do not know everybody's schedules, and
I know city council meetings are on Tuesdays, but I'm not sure which Tuesdays. Plus, we very rarely attend those in an official capacity. If we were to say, okay, all of a sudden November 9th, there's something important going on and they want us there, or we want to be there, we can change to the 10th at that point.
Sure.
The calendar is a guideline for the year, but it's not, I mean, it's kind of set in stone, but we can move a couple pebbles here and there.
Okay.
So on May 10th, I also work.
you want to go to the 11th?
So move that to the 11th, yes.
Okay.
No, I apologize. I apologize.
Just 2?
That was April. That was April, not May. I apologize.
April
12th.
Okay, so we'll go to the 13th.
June.
May will remain the 10th.
Okay.
And I'll send a revised out, and then we'll publish it on our website.
Okay, was that it, Evan, or did you have another one?
Was that 3 or 2?
That was 2.
Those two.
Difficult. I'm looking at the same exact calendar on the other on my phone, so it's like, oh.
Okay,
I think there was one more. So, are we going to approve this right now? Is that what we've got going on?
yes.
All right.
We
Can
don't
we?
have to. We can wait till next meeting, but And if you'd like to do that, we can do that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's do that.
Okay, all right. So in the interest of allowing Commissioner Merritt to attend our meetings, we're going to defer the approval of the calendar until next meeting. But so far we've had 2 changes, with 1 more anticipated.
I'll update those 2 and send it back out.
Okay, and you can do that offline, and so that by next meeting we can just present the calendar and approve it.
Perfect. Do that.
All right. So we're down to district staff and work group comments.
So we got some paperwork from the county today and reviewed everything based on our taxes and stuff. It looks like from state utilities and refunds, we have about another $20,000 that'll be added into what we thought we would receive. And then speaking on the receive end, we've had a really good year this year, even with COVID going on. We have actually received all but a couple $100,000, which is about what we lag over the year with from year to year, because the taxes go back, some of them 20 years, where there's still bits in there. So we're actually collecting pretty currently, and we collected real well this year on top of that. With the changes to the healthcare, the calculations I have show us about $80,000+ in the good too. We'll be saving this year on healthcare, medical insurance. Some big numbers there to throw around. Please let me know if you have any questions about the budget updates I send to you. Talk later, I guess.
Not me, not right now.
Nope, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Fire chief comments?
I just have a couple. One, I want to let you know that both legislators, representatives, have informed us that they will not be renewing their rental agreement for our office space in the training annex. With everybody working from home, the legislature decided not to give them an office stipend, so they will be out of our building at the end of the year. And then the other thing is after the discussions that Chairman Smoker and I had with Everett Fire, I'll be putting together a joint letter for the board to consider for next meeting, just attesting to everybody's willingness to be involved in discussions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. With that, we will retire to executive session, not to last longer than, what, 15 minutes? 30 minutes. do we think?
Yeah, I would say 30 minutes.
30
Up to you
minutes.
guys.
Ready?
Okay. 30 minutes. That means give us a couple minutes to get set up. 8:15, 2015 hours.
Okay.
Mute.
Okay, we're live. Oh, Jim's not back up yet, though.
Ah, there I am. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I can hear you.
All right, at 20:15 hours, we will reconvene our regular meeting. Executive session is over and no action has been or will be taken as a result of that meeting tonight. And with that, we will close our regular meeting at 20:15.
Night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
And
you.
have a great evening.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
Thank you.